All right, Bible prophecy students, so let's get into another data point, and this might be a huge data point. I am looking at an article in the Jerusalem Post that says Nordstream sabotage will permanently shift global trade. Now, this is very interesting because the assertion that they're making is that the damage to the Nord Stream is important and symbolic. I'm reading their exact words, and will also likely usher in, check this out, a new global economic world order. Folks, I am not joking. That's what the actual article says. Pay attention to this. It says a destruction of two important pipelines that run from Russia to Europe will likely herald a new global phase of trade as Europe and the West cement their rupture in ties with Russia and become more self-reliant. Decades in which European countries sought to tie themselves to Moscow via energy deals, and in which they believed that free markets and global trade would make regimes like Russia and China friendlier, have now led to a permanent shift. Folks, this is interesting because what they are talking about is actually a whole lot more prophetic and true than they actually think. Because the pattern that we are beginning to see established is nations beginning to slowly break off from seeking to get energy from Russia, and very likely where they're going to be going is Israel. Now, we've already seen the big deal that Germany worked out with Israel. Right now, Russia is allowing Israel to do things like this, but eventually what's going to end up happening, and folks, this is not an exaggeration, I'm not messing with this, Russia is going to get very bothered and very jealous by what is going on with the renewed energy market in Europe as Europe begins to pay Israel for a whole lot more. You see, back in the day, the way it worked, when I say back in the day, I'm only talking about maybe 6 months ago, you would pay Russia via proxy through Iran, which was also very interesting, right? I don't understand the mindset behind that, but I think that was pretty much the world trying to get a new JCPOA, a JCPOA written. But folks, that also was worth what pretty much most toilet paper is worth. Nothing, right? It isn't worth the paper that it was actually written on. So now what's going on is Israel is the resource that they're beginning to talk to, especially with the new declarations that Yair Lapid recently made, which, by the way, will never fly because God will never allow it to fly. And where this is going to be going is very unique because the Bible tells us in Ezekiel 38 that the attackers of Israel will actually be friendly with Israel, and it seems to intimate that Israel will be surprised by the attack. And folks, that is a perfect description of what is beginning to formulate right now with Russia and what's happening with the European markets. And as the new economic global order begins to change, we are going to usher in an opportunity for a cashless society and very quickly usher in the final Antichrist. Praise God, we'll be gone by that time. But folks, we're watching it all happen, and this new world order is changing things very quickly, very rapidly. All of this great reset stuff, all of that, it has one very specific global purpose, and that's to bring us to the place of Revelation chapter 13. Heads up, folks. Jesus is coming soon, and things are changing quickly. God bless you.